To an open house for a question and answer session, and there's some controversial comments that spark a recall push against a Joplin councilman. KOAM News at 10 is next.
Despite years of work, the question still remains, will these mounds of so-called chat surrounding Pitcher, Oklahoma ever go away? I'm Anthony Saviello. An answer to that question coming up.
Plus, controversial comments from a Joplin City Councilman spark a recall push, and utility companies spread the word about National Safe Digging Month.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Work continues in Ottawa County, Oklahoma, surrounding the Tar Creek Superfund site. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. The cleanup from decades of mining left behind soil and water contamination, as well as millions of pounds of the substance known as chat. The EPA Region 6 hosted a meeting tonight at the Miami Civic Center to discuss the project. KOAM's Anthony Saviello shows us where the effort is headed.
Work continues as trucks carry thousands of pounds of chat out of Pitcher to be disposed of safely.
It's a well-organized machine in that matter because we have to organize haul routes to make sure we're being safe not only for our drivers, but for the general public as well.
The Quapaw Nation is just one of the dozens of groups working to remediate the land in Ottawa County to what it once was.
Growing up here, as a kid, you would see like a mountain from the distance in Pitcher. That's all gone now. Working for the City of Commerce, I've seen the work that they've done, where the land was prior and what it looks like after. It's a completely 190. It's beautiful when they leave it.
But there is still a lot of work to be done.
So our standards for wanting to make sure that this work is done efficiently, correctly, and as most beneficial to the property and environment as we can. It's our homeland. This is where we're going to be at. Quapaw Tribe's going to be here forever, and so we want it done right.
And as groups continue to navigate the hoops they have to jump through,
we have to plan well out in advance, and then we've been trying to open communications with Region 7 to make sure that we're doing the same stuff in stream for levels that they're doing, and we're trying to work from upstream south so we're not recontaminating things, working backwards. So
residents are optimistic.
Absolutely, there's still the same concerns, but do I feel like that's starting to get better and dwindle as far as the improvements? Because of the improvements, yeah.
In Ottawa County, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
The Ottawa County Health Department offers free blood lead testing for children. You can also get your yard tested free of charge. We've provided a link to all of this information and more on our website. You see it there, KOAMnewsnow.com. A group wants to recall a Joplin City Councilman following a series of controversial comments about transgender people. There's a community effort to recall Councilman Ryan Jackson from his position following a series of comments he made on a Facebook post. In these comments, he refers to gender dysphoria as a mental illness and says people, quote, push the ideology on mentally unhealthy people and impressionable children. The founder and co-founder of Jomo Pride is organizing a recall petition in an effort to remove Jackson. In a statement, Ron Birch says the petition is, quote, not due to a singular incident, but a culmination of issues since Councilmember Jackson took office. KOAM Samantha Walker spoke to Jackson, who says the controversial comments were made from his personal account. He says, quote, we are all entitled to our opinion and freedom of speech, end quote. Science shows there are 2 genders and that's it. I don't believe men should be in women's spaces. Organizers working to recall Ryan Jackson say that for those interested, they're going to be at Blackthorn Pizza and Pub tomorrow from 4 to 6 with petitions to sign. Joplin area business leaders and community members gather to celebrate a year of achievements at the 108th Annual Chamber of Commerce Banquet. The Chamber presented a number of awards, including Outstanding Citizen of the Year, Business of the Year, and the Joseph Newman Rising Star Award, just to name a few. Organizers say the Cornerstone celebration honors the successes and contributions that make the Joplin community thrive.
It's a great opportunity for us to bring investors together of the chamber, our members, our business community, and celebrate one another and our successes, because our community wouldn't be what it is without the success of our businesses.
KOAM TV received recognition tonight for its milestone membership, 50 years as a Joplin Chamber member, and we're proud of that. Meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney joins us now with a first look at the weather.
Well, temperatures now dropping down into the mid-50s. We've got clear skies all night long, and winds are still gusting about 15-20 miles per hour. You can see Joplin area pretty clear. We don't have a lot of rain chances, at least not for the next couple of days. And we actually have a warm up this weekend because we've got a high pressure system setting up over the 4 states. It's going to bring us some warmer temperatures, though not quite starting tomorrow. We've got temperatures in the mid-60s on Friday, so it is going to be a little bit cooler for Friday, but by Saturday we're back into the low 70s, and then Sunday we're back into the 80s, low 80s, so it's going to be a really warm day on Sunday. However, winds start to pick back up and have another cold front that's coming through Sunday night, dropping temperatures as we start next week, but I'm going to have those details coming up.
Catch you then. April is National Safe Digging Month. Spire and other companies urge you to call 811 before digging in your yard. It's free to do and can prevent damage to electricity, gas, water, and telecommunication lines. After calling 811, a crew will come out and mark underground lines, showing you the safe places to dig. Not only prevents damage, but crews say it could prevent injury to you or others.
It's so important because it protects life. People get harmed from not digging with locates. Property gets damaged, and the environment gets damaged. So it's very important to protect all of those things by calling 811.
Spire says even small projects like planting a tree can pose serious risks if proper precautions are not taken. The milder temperatures mean more people spending time outside, and the rising temperatures, well, they could also mean rising tempers as more head outside to enjoy the activities. They and their property could be vulnerable. We spoke to local law enforcement who say you should always be aware of your surroundings no matter the season.
But if you see something that, definitely a location, what's going on, a detailed description, and try to stay on the phone with the dispatcher, if at all possible, to give updates and stuff while emergency services are en route.
Lieutenant Hand also says you should keep valuables out of sight while you're out in the park. Pittsburgh Police Department put crayons and compassion to work today, handing out more than 100 bags of free art supplies to local kids. The event was part of a larger celebration of Artsy Thursday during the Week of the Child, a national initiative highlighting the needs of young children and their families. Organizers say the giveaway was about more than just paint and paper. It also aimed to spread awareness for Child Abuse Prevention Awareness Month. Federal lawmakers meet to discuss ending the practice of changing our clocks twice a year. That story's coming up, but first, tragedy in the sky above New York.
6 people have died after a helicopter crashed into the Hudson River. I'm Bradley Blackburn in New York with what happened and what we know about the victims.
And let us help you find your new oven. Metro Appliances and more. The right price on the right product right now.
New York City officials say everyone on board a helicopter that plunged into the Hudson River this afternoon has died. The victims are 3 adults and 3 children. We want to warn you, video captured of the crash is graphic. Bradley Blackburn reports from the scene in Manhattan.
The man who shot this video, Bruce Wall, says he saw the helicopter break apart in the air before it crashed into the Hudson River near Hoboken, New Jersey.
The tail came off and then just flipped over in midair and started falling into the ground. Propeller still propelling.
Other witnesses gave similar descriptions of the chopper plunging a few feet from the shore.
The helicopter was a little bit like nose down slightly, and I saw the propeller separating from the helicopter. it kept spinning in the air alone. Nothing was attached to it.
The NYPD says a family on board was visiting from Spain.
It's very sad to hear that people coming from vacation and then they end up this way.
The NYPD received numerous 911 calls reporting the crash just after 3 p.m. Within minutes, NYPD and FDNY dive teams went into the Hudson and recovered all the victims from the water.
When an emergency like this happens and strikes, this team responds with expert speed and professionalism.
4 of the victims were pronounced dead on scene, and 2 others died at the hospital. The Bell 206 chopper was flying with New York Helicopters Tour Company. New York City Mayor Eric Adams says helicopter rides are generally safe.
We take thousands of tourist flights. There are many flights that are here, and helicopters are safe.
The National Transportation Safety Board will investigate what caused the crash. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
A charter helicopter crashed into the East River in New York City in 2018, killing 5 people. A collision between a plane and a tourist helicopter over the Hudson River in 2009 left 9 people dead. A little bit later, area vendors gather in Joplin for the annual Senior Expo.
And I'm going to have a look at your weekend.
April is Limb Loss and Limb Difference Awareness Month. Call or click to learn more.
This Friday.
Well, it's been a really nice week. We've gotten a nice long stretch of sunny skies, and that's going to continue. Now we can take a look outside Indigo Sky Casino and Resort out in Seneca, Missouri. Clear skies tonight. We are still seeing some winds gusting about 15-20 miles per hour, but overall it's going to be a nice upcoming weekend. Now today temperatures got up a little bit above average, 73 for the high, but our low was right about average, right on par. And then as we head into Friday, it's going to be a little bit colder, but we had a lot of rain last week. We've had a nice long stretch of sunny weather, dry weather, and our drought tracker finally got updated on Thursday, which means we had originally a drought mode net down to Bentonville, moderate to severe, now out of a drought officially for all of us, especially due to all of the rain that we saw last week. Now, heading into the weekend, another dry weekend ahead. So we have a few clouds up north in north of Pittsburgh, Nevada area, but overall it is going to be a clear night. Temperatures dropping down into the mid to lower 50s, and again, clear skies all night long and even into the weekend. Now, I did say temperatures are going to drop, so tonight our overnight low getting down to low to mid 40s, about 43 to 45 degrees, and then our high for tomorrow only getting into the mid 60s. So you can see we have Friday's gonna be one of our cooler days that we see this week. Saturday back into the 70s, forecasted to be mid 70s, and then Sunday low 80s. So Sunday's gonna be much nicer, really warm weather. Let's take a look at our future tracks. We've got these northerly winds that is gonna keep us cool on Friday. Temperature starting off about 45 degrees in the Joplin area. Again, clear skies. For the high, getting into about 66 degrees, but may hit about 67 briefly there in the afternoon. But overall, again, still a little bit cooler on Friday. Now, winds start to shift by Saturday out of the southeast. Temperatures again starting in the low to mid 40s on Saturday, but our highs getting into the mid 70s, about 75 in the Joplin area, 76 in Parsons, excuse me. And then you can see winds starting to pick up Saturday afternoon as well. So we're going to see winds gusting. You can see through Friday afternoon, early afternoon, still a little bit of those winds gusting, but they die down by Friday late afternoon into evening, and then by Saturday when those winds shift out of the south, we're going to see them pick back up 25-30 miles per hour through the afternoon, but overnight gusting up to 40 miles per hour, even pushing up to 45 miles per hour by Sunday. Now, this is Sunday morning, but by Sunday afternoon, we've got this wind shift line that is going to be moving in, and it's going to drop our temperatures on Monday, nearly 15 to 20 degrees. So we go from low 80s on Sunday to mid 60s on Monday, pretty cloudy. We might have the chance for an isolated shower or two, nothing too disruptive, and we're not going to see thunderstorm chances, but that could be late Sunday night into Monday along that wind shift line. And then we have temperatures starting to slowly warm back up Tuesday through the rest of the week. And then thunderstorm chances finally kick back off. That's going to be Wednesday and Thursday. And then again next weekend, Saturday and Sunday. But you can see by next weekend, we're back in the low 80s. So we've got some pretty warm days ahead.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, me too. I'm definitely am, especially 82 on Sunday. That's going to be beautiful.
Great weekend ahead of us for sure. Thanks, Lindsay. Senate lawmakers held a hearing today on whether the U.S. should continue to change the clock twice a year. Committee members pointed to research suggesting the biannual ritual has a major impact on the economy and public health, leading to higher rates of heart attacks, strokes, even car accidents. Witnesses advocated for ending the time-changing practice.
Year-round standard time is the natural, healthy choice promoting physical health, mental health, performance, and safety.
I suggest Congress establish a firm date, 2027, to permanently end the clock changing nationwide. States would then have ample time to decide if they want to remain in daylight time or opt out and pick standard time. They wouldn't have the option to continue the deadly twice-yearly switching.
Daylight saving time begins in March when clocks are moved forward an hour and ends in November when the clocks go back to standard time. Spring forward, fall back. President Trump expressed support for ending it back in December. Kansas will soon have 3 new license plate options to choose among. Governor Laura Kelly signed the bill into law, which will provide a National Future Farmers of America organization to design, a Route 66 Association of Kansas design, and you see that one there, and a blackout design. The FFA and Route 66 plate sales will directly benefit their respective foundations. The blackout style license plate will incur a $50 fee. Still ahead, it's a busy day at a couple of different high school baseball tournaments in the 4 states, and defending state champion Frontenac softball takes on Colgan. John Dales has those stories and more. It's coming up next in sports.
Sky Casino invites you to come experience pure
your car. It's not crazy. It's Casey's. Buy any large pizza, get loaded cheesy breadsticks for only $6.
With about a month remaining in the regular season, a bunch of our local high school baseball teams participate in tournaments over the next few days. This afternoon, the Adam LaRoche Tournament in Fort Scott and the Mickey Mantle Classic in Commerce. Both of them get started. Opening game of the 2025 Adam LaRoche Tournament, Fort Scott faces Ottawa. We start in the bottom of the 5th. Tigers trail 10-8. Cannon Brown puts a good swing on this pitch. It goes all the way to the wall. A run scores easily. Brown slides in safely at third with a triple, but Fort Scott still behind. Bottom of the 6th now. Caden Cannon lines one into the gap in right center. Brody Gomez scores the tying run. Cannon goes on to second, but would get stranded there. Now bottom 7. We're tied at 10. Ty Marbury smokes this pitch to deep right field. That bounces off the base of the wall, and he's got a leadoff triple. The winning run now just 90 feet away from home plate, and 2 batters later, Brown back at the plate. He laces a line drive up the middle. That's a game winner. Fort Scott beats Ottawa in walk-off fashion in the quarterfinals of the Adam LaRoche Tournament. Final score 11-10. Now to game 2. Carl Junction baseball faces Blue Valley North. CJ trails 2-0 in the bottom of the 1st. Wyatt McAfee hits a line drive into right field. That brings the first Bulldog run across the plate. Now we go to the top of the 2nd. Slow chopper hit here towards third, and Brody Pant comes charging, makes a great throw on target to first to get the out. Bottom of the frame now, the Bulldogs' bats continue to make noise. This is Pant, who just made that play in the field. He lines it to left. Craig Hayes scores, and Carl Junction now leads 4-2. Later in that same inning, Deacon Endicott, the starting pitcher, takes this one into right. Takes a funny hop, and the Bulldogs now in front 5-2. Carl Junction takes down Blue Valley North in the quarterfinals of the LaRoche Tournament. Final score 10-9. Then the Bulldogs and Tigers meet up in the semifinals of the winners bracket. Fort Scott wins 2-1. That just went final right before we come on the air. The Tigers advance to the tournament championship game on Saturday. CJ will play for 3rd place. Meanwhile, it's also day 1 of the Mickey Mantle Classic in Commerce, Oklahoma. This afternoon, Welch beat the Tigers in pool play. We've got highlights of that game available to watch on our website, koamnewsnow.com/sports. Back to Kansas, high school softball between Frontenac and Colgan. The Raiders lead 4-0 in the 3rd, and Maddie Call flies this one to deep center and gone. The solo home run makes it 5-0 Raiders. We go ahead to the 5th inning. Frontenac has runners on second and third. Ellis Sullivan smacks it back up the middle. 2 runs will score. The Raiders now lead 7-0. NEO commit Avery Johnson. We've seen her before, and she just steals the show in the circle, racking up several strikeouts. The Panthers just never look fully comfortable against her in this one, and the Raiders go on to win it easily. 15-2, the final score over Colgan. More of the same in Game 2. Frontenac wins 14-3 to complete the doubleheader sweep over their CNC League rival. The Lady Raiders remain undefeated on the young season. After tonight, their record improves to 6-0. We're a long ways away from state tournament time, but Frontenac, coming off a state championship last year, they look like they got the tools in place to do it again this year.
They're on a roll. We'll see if they can keep it going. We're going to keep it going when we come right back.
Getting the home of your dreams is easy during the home makeover sale at Furniture.
A 4-state hero.
The Joplin Senior Center held the annual Senior Expo today. The event showcased vendors from all around the area whose products are specific to a senior lifestyle. Not only did the event serve as a great way to expose specific brands to seniors, it also provided a valuable networking opportunity and created a very specific positive impact in the community. All the funds generated from registration fees for the expo went to benefit the Homebound Meals program for the Area Agency on Aging.
We don't want people to have to wait to the last minute. We want them to plan ahead. And these are all resources that are going to be touching a senior's life at some point. There are some hospice companies here. We just want them to have a lot of information so when they need to make those important end-of-life decisions, they have those resources.
You know, all of us either are seniors or we hope to be one someday, so good for them. The Regional Area Agency on Aging serves the senior population of Barton, Jasper, Newton, and McDonald counties of southwest Missouri. Weather looking beautiful for the next many days.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We are having a bit of a cooler day on Friday, mid 60s to upper 60s, but you can see the weekend, 70s on Saturday, 80s on Sunday. And then our next chance of rain isn't going to be until Wednesday.
Okay, get out and enjoy it while we can, for sure. Final sports note.
Missouri Southern football plays its spring game tomorrow. It's kind of the first look at the 2025 Lions for all the fans out there.
Yeah, that'll be nice. Thanks, and thank you for joining us. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. and let's make it a great tomorrow.